Hello, everybody. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming from my lovely office here in Holiday, Florida. On the storm, our fingers crossed that our internet or lights do not get knocked out during this broadcast. I'm super excited to be with you today. Like I said, I'm Coach Tara, the Mind Reset Coach, L1 leader. They give you one of these when you hit L1, and I just think that's just the cutest damn thing. I've been drinking everything out of it. And today I have my tea, and today's tea time quote is, live through consciousness, not through emotion. So that might be something that we want to throw out the window right now when it comes to copywriting, because emotions are going to play a lot. They're going to play a lot in there. So anyway, what made me decide that I wanted to host a webinar on copywriting? I'm not a really big copywriting expert. However, I do okay. You know, I do all right with it, and I've been wanting to explore more and get deeper and get back into it. I was studying it pretty hard there for a little while, and I just moved away from it because I'm more comfortable on video. I'm more comfortable doing stuff like that. So I was going through my marketing training and was studying up on my copywriting skills and decided that I needed to go ahead and host a Hangout about this, because I'm doing my real talk anyway, right? So I needed to have something to talk about, and it works out just great. And this is going to be really mind-blowing stuff. Super simple training we've got here. I'm going to be showing you 3 different formulas that you can use that are pretty simple, that should be easy for you to start implementing right away in your marketing. And I'm just happy that I've got it. I'm happy that I've got it to share with you. I'm happy that I put together these really awesome slides. So we're going to go ahead and share the screen right now, and that's not good. See, you get to be human when you want to be human, right? Let's go ahead and share the screen. I'm going to go right into the slides, guys. All right. Pretty sure you can see me? Yes, you can. Okay, so here we are, Copywriting 101. Tonight, we're going to uncover 3 simple, easy-to-use copywriting formulas that will help you sell anything you want to on demand and give you the influence we need to build businesses and make more money. Copywriting this here. Copywriting is the highest paid skill set online. Becoming a copywriting ninja will save you thousands of dollars in outsourcing and help you to take care of yourself and take yourself from struggling and broke to closer of the year. Imagine sending out an email to your list and seeing the commissions roll in. Imagine how many more people you could free from a life of wage slavery if you could craft them a powerful and persuasive presentation that compels your prospects to buy now and join your team. Imagine how much you would be able to effectively teach your team if you crafted your trainings using these formulas. Would you want to take copywriting seriously? Yes. Copywriting is the #1 method of becoming the ultimate attraction marketer. The more influential you are in video, email, sales letters, training, webinars, social media statuses, the more you will have people fighting to get your attention to join your business. Imagine for a moment what it would be like to message someone on Facebook or give someone a call and they are completely starstruck instead of being worried you're going to pitch them. That is ideal in our industry. Do you agree? Yes. Golden rule #1. I want to go over some golden rules here that I just feel that are absolutely necessary to keep in mind when you are thinking about writing your blog posts, your emails, your Facebook statuses, composing a video. Golden rule: start with the prospect and not the product. Eliminate the product. Get interested in people and what makes them tick. If you know what your target market admires, you can sell them anything. And why is that? Because you know how to remind them of their pain and how to conjure a positive emotion. Now, this is a great quote from Seth Godin. Succeed wide come together in a way that allows marketers to reach them cost effectively. So what prospect, the solution. You know, the guy that invented the drill had a really good idea. You know, he did not invent the drill because he thought the look of a drill was super sexy. Maybe he did in his own, you know, nerdy drill way. Like, I think some things that you might not think are so awesome about this business, I find are really awesome. However, the reason why he created and built the drill was because he wanted a hole, right? Now, you and I, we don't go crazy looking for drills over at Home Depot just because we think they look really cool and we want to have them in our garage. We go over to Home Depot because we want a hole. Now, the best way that the manufacturer, whoever's selling the drill, whether it be Home Depot or DeWalt, the best way for them to show us that they have what we need is by showing us what we can get because of it. So when you look at the aspects of, like, say, the health and wellness industry, it's not the shake people care about. It's not the vitamins or the supplements or even the exercise program or the DVD that comes with it. It has nothing to do with that. What people want is a healthier life. They want to have a nicer body. They want to feel better about themselves. They want to be fit. They want to be able to do more with their children or their grandchildren or their parents. You know, so it's not about the shake that gets the people to join the company. It's the lifestyle that the person can achieve as a result of using the product. So always remember that it's the prospect first. And if you can understand how to tap into what your target market really is looking for, you will find that they're not looking to find out about all the ingredients of your shake. They can find that on a freaking website. What they want to know from you is how you're going to help them get the result. So that's super important here in copywriting. Keep that in mind. Start with the prospect. Golden rule number 2, you cannot afford to not get familiar with and comfortable with using hypnotic language with the intent to persuade. You want to be able to recruit, sell, and convert your prospects for profit, yes? Some people are going to resist some of this because they're going to recognize things that they might have previously felt uncomfortable with. It's sort of like when the marketer goes from being the amateur, you know, slinging their affiliate link for their health and wellness company or their makeup company all over the place, trying to get everyone to look at it and never keeping track of who actually does, to showing them that they should be using a landing page to do so. And the person that resists the landing page is going to have the hardest time making the transition from amateur marketer to professional marketer. That is like the most important shift that so many home-based business owners have to make. And the earlier they make that shift, the way better their business is, okay? So that's going to be part of kind of what I'm talking about here, because you're going to hear things and you're going to have to get comfortable saying things when you're writing. It doesn't necessarily mean that's how you're going to talk all the time. But when you're writing or doing a presentation, you're going to be using things that maybe feel uncomfortable to you right now. But you know what? That's okay, because you're here right now. And you're not here right now just because you have nothing else to do on a Saturday evening. You're here right now because you want to learn something. You are stretching yourself a little bit further outside your box. So that is a big deal. Let me make sure you can still see my screens. Yes. That's a really big deal, because that's going to change how you approach this. So get comfortable with using hypnotic language and saying things like yes at the end of sentences. Golden rule number 3. You want to follow a formula. You want to learn at least one formula and use it over and over and over again until you have it mastered. Then you can learn a new one. There are literally dozens of copywriting formulas to use. Find one that you like and stick to it until you use it on autopilot. You almost want to, you know, take 1 to 3 formulas and use them so much that it's automatic. And then when you go to learn a new formula, that you're stretching yourself again. And you're kind of creating a new neural pathway with it, because that's what's going to keep. Well, this is always exciting to me. I think copywriting is really exciting for a few different reasons. One major reason, it's evergreen. And we'll get into that in a little while. You know, the ideas and the formulas are scientific. They're just there. They're the same. However, if you are stretching yourself and learning a little bit at a time as you go, it's going to stay really exciting for you, especially as we are in this information technology age, and our genres where we are doing our advertising and the methods that we are delivering our sales copies and presentations are changing all the time. I mean, look at right now we're on a Google Hangout, but guess what's just came out a few months ago. It's really hot right now with marketers is Periscope. You're talking about taking a webinar and bringing it down to 14 minutes. You look at Facebook now has mentions. Okay, so things change. So these formulas, are they going to stay the same? I think they will. So let's keep on going. Golden rule number 4, read a lot of copy. When you go out to your mailbox and you get all that junk mail and you just walk straight, this is what I used to do. I walked straight to the garbage and threw out the junk mail before I came back in the house. I want you to pay attention to the envelopes when you go to your email, and the ones that sing to you, the ones that you look at and you're like, I want to read what's in there, even though you know what you're doing, you're reading copy. I want you to select the ones, and then I want you to bring that envelope inside. You can leave the other stuff behind because it's first impressions on your copy is going to be important, just like with direct response and email marketing or mail marketing, which is called direct response. You're going to notice what about the envelope is going to get you to open it. So that's kind of like your headline on your email, the headline on your blog post. So start bringing them in and reading them and paying attention to it and looking at it and seeing what about it really gets you going. Start looking at other people's landing pages. When you're scrolling through Facebook and you don't know what to do with yourself, you've written your blog post, you've done your video, you've messaged everybody and their mom on the earth on Facebook, and you're building relationships and you're setting up your content for the next day, and you just go to Facebook just to relax and scroll through and check out what's going on. You see other people advertising they're talking about their businesses, they're talking about this and that. Click on their links and look at their landing pages. And when you see a really cool headline, write it down. Write it down. Don't do this to the point where you get yourself freaked out and you start opting into everything and you end up with this crazy email list and everything's going on, and don't do that. But do look at other people's things, because it's super important that what you find attractive about somebody else's landing page, it might be something that you can implement in yours. Okay, so start getting used to looking at other landing pages. Also, you are subscribed to who knows how many people. Start opening emails. Okay, start opening emails. Start reading what people are writing to you. The ones that really freaking stand out to you, I want you to create a file inside of your email service provider, whether it's Yahoo or Gmail or whatever, and call it copy, and throw the emails in there after you're done reading them, and keep teaching yourself, because these people are very, very good at it. So super important to keep yourself reading copy. So read other people's emails that they're sending to you. And now, if you do watch TV, I don't know if you do. I watch commercial lists. I'm like, 1 o'clock in the morning rolls around, I'll turn on Netflix and I'll watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't sit in front of a TV. However, if I were to be, I would be paying attention to commercials. When I watch the commercials. I don't flip through anything when I'm doing that, because I totally get excited when I see how people are putting together commercial spots and using these formulas in a really super fast period of time to advertise something. The emotional triggers that they're using. All that stuff is really exciting. I want you to start paying attention to commercials. Stop skipping through them. As a matter of fact, if you are to watch TV, pay more attention to the commercials than you do to anything else. I just want you to pay attention to the copy, pay attention to the formula and the method. You'll start to pick things out as you learn more, and you'll start to see what their writers are doing, and it's going to help you become a better copywriter. I also want you, I know a lot of people will say, don't read for nothing. As a network marketer, I'm sitting here at my desk and I've got 3 books on my desk. 2 I'm reading actively. 1 is a philosophy book. 1 is a internet marketing book, and 1 is a modern sales book. I don't have any fiction on my table, because when I sit down to read, I generally read something that's either personal development or something to do with business, which I really feel it's all kind of tied together. I think business is a big personal development thing. However, what would be a really good idea, and I'm going to suggest to you, and I've heard it time and time again, is go ahead and add to the string of books that you're reading some nonfiction. Whether it be like a collection of short stories, I highly suggest Stephen King short stories. Really very good. Really, really very good. And or novels that you can have around, and I want you to pay attention to storylines and how they're structured and how they ebb and flow and how they bring about I mean, literally, when somebody's writing a novel, they are using copy formulas, whether they know it or not. I want you to start paying attention to that. I want you to start getting used to the language of being very tying into people's emotions like a movie script. So turn on your inner professor and pay attention to illustrative writing. This is the key to developing your power as a masterful, persuasive writer. The oath. Before we go any further, you need to make a vow to me right now. Before I go on and share with you the power of copywriting, you must promise that you will never use this as a tool for evil. You will vow to me right now, and you are vowing right now that you will only use this power of copywriting for the good of mankind, in service to your marketplace, to lift up your fellow man. From here on in, you vow to be the most persuasive marketer, and you do it all for love. Agreed? Very important step, because what you're going to learn in these three formulas that I have, and what we're going to talk about as we go on, are things that can and have been used against people in their best interests. Think of big tobacco. Think of government propaganda. Think of cults. Each one of those things all used very powerful copywriting skills and methods of persuasion. Fact. So you must promise me right now, as an internet marketer, network marketer, home-based business owner, small business owner, brick and mortar business owner, right now, that what you learn tonight, you will never use against someone. You will only use it to lift them up. This will help you also understand the beauty of your business. It's very important that you feel completely 100% confident that you are doing the right thing. If you feel at any moment when you're writing copy for something that you want to sell or offer or get people to build a team with you, if you feel like you're being deceitful and you've made this vow to me right now, and you feel like you may be in the process of breaking your oath, then you need to take a real serious look at what it is that you're doing. And you need to stay on your oath. If you do not believe truly in what it is that you're offering the world, you shouldn't be offering it. Yes, there are some marketers, there are some salesmen, there are some people out there that will and can sell things shit about. But you are different because you put people first. You are different. You put people first. If you wouldn't give it to your children or sell it to your mom, you shouldn't be doing it. Now we're going to start the formulas. I'm going to give you a heads up right now for those of you that are here and the people on the Real Talk list. You will be getting the replay with this PDF. Anything in white, like the letters, you're going to be able to, when you get the PDF, you're going to be able to click on it and go to the reference point, okay? Because I want you to explore more than just this, because this is very limited and what I can express to you here in this Hangout. So we're going to go with a straight up 1, 2, 3, 4 formula. That's formula number 1. Super simple. And if you start to read this list of 4 things over and over and over and over again, and you start to see copy, you start to read your mail and your emails, and you see advertisements on TV, and YouTube, you know, those 20-second ads that happen. You are going to see this. You're going to see what I've got for you, what it's going to do for you, who the heck am I, and what you need to do to get it, what you need to do next. This is a very powerful, persuasive, beautiful formula that's simple. You can literally, when you get the PDF, you can literally print this one out. If this is the one that you like out of the three, print it out and put it right next to your computer. And whenever you go to write a blog post, you look at that and you think about that as you're writing. When you go to write an email to your list, you think about that as you're writing. When you go to write maybe a longer sales copy or even a short sales copy for a capture page, think about that. When you know you're going to make your 2-minute video, you know, your Ask Coach Tara, whatever your name is, your Ask Sandy or Ask Sean, you know, think about these 4 things, you know, if you choose Formula 1. You can interchange this with any of the others, but this is a very simple formula. You can get it way deeper over here at Copy Blogger. Copy Blogger is another thing. I've said it a million times before. That doesn't mean you heard me. That doesn't mean you were there. Get on the Copy Blogger subscription. Much of their content cannot be accessed unless you are a subscriber, like a member. It's a free membership. They do have upsells. I am not an upsell. I don't know about the upsells, if there are, you know, what they cost or anything like that. All I know is that I am a subscriber. I open their emails. I read their blogs. I make it a point to do that. And I highly suggest that you do too, because it's a very good content. They also give you a bunch of like downloads that you can use for, you know, Facebook groups or anything like that. So Copy Blogger is awesome. I love it. Formula number 2, super simple formula. Again, it's the before, the after, and the bridge. This is kind of like the agitate method as well. So before, here's your world. After, imagine what it would be like having that problem solved. And bridge, here's how to get there. Very similar to the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This one, it will work really great for the beginning of, say, a sales video. You know, hi, everybody. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach. You know, and it was just 6 months ago that I was struggling with I was lost. I was roaming around the internet looking for the right opportunity for me. My former business had kind of collapsed. It just went out of business, changed names, everything went wrong, and it just totally disrupted my life. And I was looking and searching, and I found myself here 6 months later. Boom. And then you go on and on and on. You see it? You recognize that? It's something similar to that you've heard numerous times. Generally during an introduction, a person will talk about what their life was before. Then they talk about what happened once they discovered or found or was revealed to this system, this method, this thing, this, that, you know, like for me, big breakthrough for me in my business, a huge breakthrough for me in my business is my front-end proposal, My Lead System Pro. Totally, what the heck? I don't even know what happened. I thought I was already a pro. No. And it has totally changed my life. So that would be something that I would be talking about. I'd be like, well, now that I found My Lead System Pro and I finally decided to take, and I could go on and on and on, and I could sell you that all day long, happily. And then I could easily bridge it. Bridge, how do you get there? That's the call to action. Okay, so that's formula number 2. Super easy. 3 steps, before, after, bridge. You didn't even have to print this whole thing out. You could just write that on a piece of paper, sticky note, put it right there by your screen on your computer, and use that. Okay, now here's formula number 3. The forest. I love the forest formula because I like it to be a little bit, I like it to be a little bit more, The forest formula is exceptionally wonderful for longer blog posts. You already know that your blog post should be about 1,000 words anyway, and it's excellent for long sales copy. You want to be careful with it being too much for shorter copy, shorter videos, you know, shorter, you know, your regular landing page, probably not. Video landing page, yes, this would be a great outline for a video landing page. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to also look at a couple other websites while we're right here. I want to show it to you. Alliteration. Alliteration is basically a pleasant play on words that has a positive effect. Now, let me see if I can find alliteration. See if you see that. Do you see? Oh, shoot. I don't know. I don't think you see it. Anyway, you don't have to see it. I'll just read a little couple of things. Common examples of alliteration in business, okay? Dunkin' Donuts, PayPal, Best Buy, Coca-Cola, LifeLock, Park Place, American Apparel, American Airlines, Chuck E. Cheese, Bed, Bath & Beyond, Krispy Kreme, the Scotch and Sirloin. Sound familiar, guys? That is a play on words. That's a play on a big bully beats a baby boy, but a better butter makes a better batter. All right? That's what an alliteration is. From Maya Angelou's I Want to Know Why a Caged Bird Sings. Here's her alliteration. Up the aisle, the moans and screams merged with the sickening smell of woolen black clothes worn in summer weather and green leaves wilting over yellow flowers. You feel that emotion in those words? Shakespeare. From forth the fatal lines of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Use alliteration. Play with alliteration. Have some fun with alliteration. Because you know what? Alliteration makes life better. Hold on one second. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That's right, Kamika. Hi, Krista. Okay, so let me see. Can you still see me? Yes, you can. Second part of the forest formula are facts. This is really great. This is a great point that I think almost all copy, I really love this formula because facts are going to keep the people that are a green personality, the people that need to study, they're going to keep them interested. Okay. Now, they're not the largest part of the population, nor are they necessarily the best business partners and whatnot. No. However, they are very thorough and methodical with their work, and they make great business partners. They make great customers. So if you can bring facts and hard data to the presentation, really great idea. For instance, a fact that I like to use a lot, I like to talk about blogging a lot because I love it. Businesses that blog or that have blogs and run blogs make 67% more sales online than businesses that do not. They have 94% more website hits than those that do not. You know, customers that buy products from businesses that have blogs, that's like an alliteration right there, right? Are more satisfied with their purchase. There's less returns or less refunds. They feel educated. Okay, so those kind of like little facts and hard data and stats, those are great. Whenever you can get a 67% or something like that, or you can find a 42% of or 93.5% of, put them in your presentations, find them, get 3 sources in your that you can find that repeat that so that you know that you're not just talking crapola, and go ahead and start using them. So now you have used some alliteration. You're bringing the facts, you're bringing the pickles, the peppers, and the Pied Piper to the party. And now you got hard data and stats. Another thing will be opinions. Now, I don't know how many of you watched the bonus. So I think most people on this Hangout are already in MLSP. I gave the storytelling for profits as a bonus for signing up for this Hangout because I wanted people to I want people to look at what copywriting could do for them. And Diane Hochman, she says in it right there that this is the bread and butter. She doesn't know how to do much, but she does know how to do this. And that's why she can hold Hangouts and make $35,000. That's why when she sends an email out, she makes thousands of dollars every time. That's why she kicks butt and takes names on affiliate contests. That's why she makes money. She'll never, even if Facebook closed down tomorrow and the internet went away forever, she would know how to continue to make money. She would know how to continue to communicate with people. She would just have to do it through a different medium. She would have to send them the long sales copy sales letter again. Okay, that's an opinion and a review. Okay, I'm using that right now in this presentation with you, talking about Diane Hodgman and why she says copywriting is so important. Repetition, repeating the key benefits to drive the point home, constantly, bringing that up again, bringing it up again about why what you are talking about is so important for them to understand. The only way for people to understand is if you're constantly talking about it. So repetition is super important inside of the Forest method. Examples, telling stories, and solving problems that readers can relate to. So for instance, I could say, my partner was struggling with getting Facebook ads approved, and they didn't know what was going on, and they kept fighting it, and they kept going through it. And I told them, study some copy. And they started studying copy, and they started removing those words that Facebook freaks out about. And they started writing professional sales copy for their ads. Facebook no longer said, oh, that's an MLM. And things started to change for them, right? That would be a story. That's not a true story, but that's a story that a person could use in talking about copywriting. So if you were in the health and wellness business, you could say, my friend Julie, she signed up and she was 220 pounds, and her goal for her first 30 days was to drop 20 and go, 21 pounds and get underneath the 200-pound mark. And after 30 days of being on this cleanse and waking up every day and going for a walk with her family and drinking 8 glasses of water and taking the supplements and taking the meal replacement shakes, she actually lost 23 pounds in her first 30 days. That's a story that solves a problem that the reader can relate to, or that the person listening to the video can relate to. Statistics, we go back to the facts and hard data and go down to statistics again. Be as specific as possible. This is really important for copy for your headlines, especially for a landing page or the headline of a long sales letter. If you're selling like a product, okay? This would be something I could use. Revealed how broke grandma went from zero income to $1,979.57 of pure profit in just over a month. Fill out your information to find out how now. Why not just say $2,000? Why not say $1,900? The process of saying $1,979.57 snaps people. It's almost like that. It snaps people back to pay attention to what you just said. Most people didn't even care that the grandma was broke and that she didn't make money before. They might have cared a little bit about revealed, but now they hear $1,979.57. They know that in their network marketing business, they probably didn't make that. 97% of all marketers that see that email copy or that kind of headline on a landing page, 97% of them will not have those kind of results. 97% of them did not make that kind of money in the past 45 days. So it's perfect. It's perfect. Now all of a sudden they care about the broke grandma again. Now all of a sudden they're like, wow, zero? Really? Holy, that's what I'm at. Or, oh my gosh, I'm just making enough to cover my auto shipment, or I'm just making enough just to pay for my shakes, or I'm just making enough to keep my blog open. I'm just making enough. And she went into, oh my gosh. Okay, so being specific, especially on headlines or your landing pages, super important. 3s. You want to remember the 3s because the 3s live in the trees. Multiple calls of actions. At least 3 times you will repeat in 3 different ways the same call to action. 3s. So that that you could kind of, I'm hoping that you guys can see why I like Formula 3 so much. I can't see the screen right now to see what your comments are. I will be back. These slides are almost over. We're going to talk some more. It's not going to be that long, crazy hangout like I had last week. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and repeat myself one more time. Copywriting is the highest paid skill set online. Becoming a copywriting ninja will save you thousands of dollars in outsourcing and help you to take yourself from struggling and broke to closer of the year. Imagine sending out an email to your list and seeing the commissions roll in. Imagine how many more people you could free from a life of wage slavery if you could craft them a powerful and persuasive presentation that compels them, your prospect, to buy now and join your team. Imagine how much you would be able to effectively teach your team if you crafted your trainings using these formulas. You would want to take copywriting seriously, yes? Now we can begin to transform ourselves from the hunter to the hunted. This is when, at that point, let me go back a slide. This is when I was talking about in that slide previously, or a few slides back, before the formula started, that when you go to message somebody on Facebook, they're excited that you message them. They're not saying, oh man, what are they gonna try to sell me, before they even get in a conversation with you. They're not feeling that way. They're feeling like, holy shit, Krista's messaging me. When you pick up the phone to call one of your prospects that filled out your landing page, and you had the phone number part on there, and you call up the person that was interested in looking at your presentation, they looked at your presentation, they didn't buy yet, because most people take 7 to 10 times, sometimes longer, before they will. And they already follow you on social media, they already read your blog, and they're getting your emails now, and you are always bringing the value, and you're bringing it in a persuasive, magnetic way, using hypnotic languages, and using neuro-linguistic pathways to help them make better decisions about their life. And all of a sudden their phone rings, and they pick up the phone. They don't even look to see who it is. They're just ready for another cold call from another telephone company or some bill collector or whatever. And you're like, hey, is this so-and-so? They're like, yeah, who's this? And you're like, hey, my name's Kamika. I saw that you filled out your information on my website the other day. How are you doing tonight? They're like, what? Did you just say Kamika? From Facebook? Oh my God, it's so awesome to talk to you. Holy shit, I've been watching you. The celebrity factor is huge. When you are committed to your craft and you are bringing it every single day, and you're overcoming obstacles that everyone else understands. You know, most people quit when they see an obstacle. Most people quit instead of finding another way. The difference between an entrepreneur and an employee is an entrepreneur finds another way when they come up across an obstacle. An employee just says, it's not my job. When you are here and you're bringing everything you got to the market, you're bringing everything you got to the marketplace every single day, as much as you can, within your ability. You know, like my friend Kimberly, she's on my team. She's a traveling, what do you want to call it? She's a traveling entrepreneur. Okay? Her and her husband travel the United States in their RV. Sometimes that internet connection is horrifying. She doesn't let that hold her back. She does as much as she can as possible. You know, during the influential boot camp that I'm involved in right now, we are to make videos, 5 days a week and put them. She doesn't have the bandwidth to do that. So she's going into her archives and repurposing excellent content from before, re-putting them in the blog with new writing. It's just crazy. Entrepreneurs find a way. And when you pick up the phone to call somebody and they've been watching you, they don't get scared that you're going to sell them anything. They don't feel like they're being sold to. They're excited to talk to you And they're looking for your advice and your direction because you have built it in such a way that you're the person to go to for it. Because you don't ask questions, you deliver answers. Because you're constantly bringing it to, hey, Stella. Stella's busted in. So when you start to understand copywriting and how that's going to effectively help you make those videos, write those blog posts, get those emails out, it's so much going to help you in that celebrity power. I don't like Facebook messaging, but I don't mind it as much now that I know who I am. And that when I go and message somebody, it's a gift that I have the time to talk to them. I'm not saying that you have to end up being like some Masonic, have some sort of Messiah complex. No, don't do that. You don't want to be separate, but you want to show them that no matter what, like right now I have like 3-inch roots. I can't stop making the Hangouts. I can't stop going forward. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be doing it. So this stuff is super powerful. I'm going to show you some resources here. Then I'm going to open up the screen, show my face again. These are my recommended resources. Robert Collier's The Letter Book. It's like a $3 to $4 book. It's one of the best copywriting books I've ever read. I love it. If you've ever been on my blog at www.coachtyrawoodruff.com, there's a banner on the side. It says Robert Collier's Letter Book. Get it. If you wait for this PDF to come in the email, you'll be able to click the white part there and go ahead and buy the book. When you buy that book, they are going to offer you an upsell of headline creation to help you create really good headlines. And I want to say something really important about that right now. Diane Hotchman, during the research and training I've been doing to host this, she was talking about if they don't open your email, then was the email ever written? Kind of like, if nobody hears the tree fall, did the tree fall in the woods, So you could have the most beautiful emails, the most compelling copy. You could be building the most beautiful relationship with somebody inside of your email and spend time doing that. But if you can't get them to open the email, the copy didn't happen. So there is an upsell for I think like $12 to help you learn how to build really good, compelling opening headlines for your emails and your blog posts. I would highly suggest that. This is Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is the king of all, the grand poobah of copywriting in our modern age right now. And there's a book on Amazon called The Ultimate Sales Letter, Attract New Customers and Boost Your Sales by Dan Kennedy. He's a no bullshit kind of marketer. He's absolutely stunning, amazing. He wrote the foreword. If any of you have .com secrets, he writes the introduction to .com secrets. I'm pretty sure it's either the foreword or the introduction. It's like the best ever introduction I've ever read. When you are reading really, really high-end sales copy out there, it's probably written by Dan Kennedy. He is the grand poobah. Like I said, get that book from Amazon. And you, of course, will be able to click right there. Hypnotic Writing by Joe Vitale. This book is going to really help you to just kind of get in the swing of using hypnotic writing. As you read these words, you will discover the best way or the fastest way to become hypnotic in your writing skills. That would be something that he would give examples in the book. It should be on your desk, or if you get it as an ebook, it should be on your computer or on your device, and you should be using it a lot. You should be looking at it a lot. Hypnotic Writing by Joe Vitale is one of the best ever books I've ever seen on copywriting. There are more, but those are my 3 suggestions. And then here, this is what I highly suggest. Check out all the red. Check out all the red I used in this. It's almost hurting my own eyes. If you are not an MLSP, you don't have access to a couple of webinars that are about 2.5 hours long that bring you to this copywriting mastery. If you are an MLSP, I'm going to suggest to you that you go to your MLSP store today, right now, and go buy this course. I'm going to read the copy. Copywriting is the highest paying skill on the internet, and good copywriters never go hungry. nearly 19 hours of nothing but pure copywriting gold, an interview with copywriting legend and god Dan Kennedy, and 8 PDF cheat sheet printouts, including a paint-by-numbers PowerPoint sales script to use for your webinars and Hangouts, and the 51 mind hacks you can implement immediately to increase conversions. This course is engineered to transform you into a lethal copywriter so you never have to worry about money again. If you're an MLSP member, you can go ahead into your back office and buy it from your product store. If you're not, you're going to be able to purchase it right here. Bam, I just showed the offer. You'll be able to go ahead and click it and go over, fill out your information, and take a look at the sales copy that they have. This is literally, I'm so excited that I found this. I didn't even know that we had it in the back office. This, I'm going to tell you what, if you can't get it today, do everything you can to get there to get it. Because if you get the stuff under your belt, all the other stuff is going to feel like easy cake. This is probably the biggest stretch that you're going to have to make in your mind to make sure that you are performing at a professional level. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go back to the Q&As. Excellent. Let me take a sip of my tea. I'm going to have a sip of my vape. I'm a vapor, guys, just in case you didn't know. I quit smoking 8 months ago, and vaping has saved our family's life. Okay. Bam! Here I am. I'm still here with you. Kamika, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, and you made an incredible first video. I watched it, the whole thing. It was perfect. You know what really cracks me up is when people say, that's my first time, and then what they've done is they have absolutely just people that it takes years sometimes for people to get as good as you guys are right now. You know, I know Krista, she's made more than one video, but Kamika, I saw your first video and it was fantastic. And you can call people. Actually, calling people is way easier than you think. It's easier than Facebook messaging to me. You know, somebody wants to talk on the phone with me and I'm ready to talk. It's very simple. It's much easier as long as you are in control of the conversation, not the person. You don't want to, some people will say you must control the conversation, but it has to be in such a way, you have to be using hypnotic language and using your ears to remember the person's first, you know, be listening more than talking kind of thing. One big thing that I wanted to say, and I don't know, when I did my run through, I do a practice run before I do Hangouts. I came up with it. I don't know why I didn't say it this time. I think I expected myself to. Start changing some words out in your language now. For instance, I'm really hungry, but I don't think I'm going to eat. Take but away, kick it out, say goodbye. Say goodbye to but, because what but says when you stick it in the middle of a sentence is, the first thing I just said to you is a lie. That's what it says to the person. Whether they realize it, whether they think that consciously or not, that's what's happening in their subconscious mind, and that automatically discredits everything else you say. So instead of saying, I'm hungry, but I'm not going to eat anything, you would say, I'm hungry, however, I'm not going to eat anything right now. You see? Did you see that I used double negatives in that presentation or the training? Double negatives. You cannot not afford to. You want to use double negatives. You want to use a lot of questions only they could only answer yes to. That it would only make sense for them to answer yes to. And you want to encourage people to nod their head just like this. You know, you've probably heard it before as you're listening to the sound of my voice and watching me nod my head up and down, that you might even notice that you're doing it as well. Am I manipulating you into doing something awful for the world? No, I've already made my vow. And you have too, right? I'm really happy that you just got the Dan Kennedy book. Did you get that book that I mentioned, or did you get the No Bullshit Approach to Marketing? I know we have a 20-second delay here. And I have the Q&A open as well. If you have a question you don't want to throw it in the Q&A. Kamika, where are you at? I have not stalked your page to find out where you live. I don't know if you're in California or if you're... Cool. Good. It's a great book. It's a very good book. And don't you like that now you have permission? For the longest time, I have not read any fiction because I just didn't give myself permission. I have another trick. I've talked about it before on a Hangout. Austin, Texas. Oh, nice place. So you're an hour behind me. I've said it before on a couple of Hangouts, and I really want to, I'm trying to remember if it's Dan Kennedy I learned this from or not. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. He talks about when people write really flat, sometimes you'll find that you write flat. Start taking everyday activities and writing a really dramatic story about it. Like, I hesitate to sip my tea because it could burn my lips. And then I find that, writing a descriptive essay on how to make a store and talking to the deli clerk, driving down the road, describe the rain, and do little exercises like that. Maybe keep one of those little mini notebooks with you, or if you're a digital person, keep little weird notes about stuff. You see something, if you're sitting in your car, you go to the mall or something and you do some people watching, or you sit at the Starbucks and you can watch people and kind of make up your own stories about what people are saying to one another, what maybe their life story is, or what their day's been like, and start writing stuff down like that. It'll help keep your creative juices flowing, because sometimes in our business, right, don't you get overwhelmed with the mechanics of it? Just even trying to figure out how to do a resend on emails was like mind-boggling. And then once I sat down and decided I was going to do that, I learned it really fast. But I hadn't even thought of it, so there's so many things that oftentimes feel like work to us. It is work. And we've got to know it so that we can start outsourcing it, because we can't outsource it until we know how to do it ourselves. I noticed a guy, he's a really famous personal development guy on social media, big YouTuber, Instagrammer, and Facebook guy. And it's become very, very painfully obvious that he has outsourced all of his social media, because in 1 hour's time, in 3 different ways, he talked about how he was going to close his Facebook account and go to Instagram. Now, I have to believe, because he's such an enlightened human being, that he's not at all trying to be a drama queen and get attention to get us to make him stay, that he literally has 3 people running the social media accounts, and they're not communicating with one another, and they're posting the same thing over and over and over again. So as a marketer, and he should know this too, because I'm sure that he's making money somewhere. He might talk about that he's not making money, or he might talk, might not ever focus on that. But people are connecting with him, and they're hiring him for something. Or he's selling some sort of vegan juice. I don't know. But what's obvious is that he was not willing to go through the process to know how to do it properly himself so that he could hire the right outsourcing. Never let somebody do that. I have a really good friend of mine. He's a wonderful friend of mine, Kirk Nugent. Love the guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's amazing. He's amazing. And I sent him a message like 1.5 years ago, and I was like, what is going on? And I said, you know what? I'm just not even going to call him. I was going to call him and yell at him. I said, nah, I'm not going to call him. Fuck it. And one night I was on a webinar for my blogging platform I have for my primary business. And I'm on a webinar, and he's in there. And he goes, I'm talking about Kirk Nugent. Oh, I'm talking about Infinite, the guy on Facebook, Infinite Waters. And then Kirk Nugent's another guy. He's a personal development speaker. He's a speaker, studied under Les Brown. So anyway, I sent him a message asking him to comment on a video I did to try to win a scholarship to Marie Forleo's B School. And he never responded, and I was mad. And then he saw me on the Hangout or on a webinar for my primary business, and he's like, oh my God, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, give me a call. You know, at this point, it's been a year and a half. I could give a shit. I haven't heard from him. I don't want to hear it. And sure enough, he's like, oh my God, I had somebody running my social media for me. Listen to this. And I told them only to give me messages if it had to do with business. I cannot count the amount of dollars that he wasted in his business by not paying attention to that message. Because I would have joined him. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with what you outsource and how much you outsource. Be careful how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that when you're building a relationship that you mean it. You're not going to catch it all. You're not going to catch everything. No, you're not going to catch it all. You won't even get to every message that gets sent to you. As you grow, you're not going to be able to do it. But you want to be sure that when you're telling your VA or your virtual assistant, you don't say it like that. Because what she thinks is business is not what you think is business. Because for us entrepreneurs, business is everything. That conversation with Tara about giving a review on her B School video, that's business. But he didn't see it because she didn't know. So be careful with that. It's important to understand this copywriting before you start paying people to do it for you. Just like it's important to start understanding how to attract leads organically using the power of your persuasion and your magnetic personality before you start using paid ads. Because how are you going to do it with when you do a solo ad? Like I'm going to do a solo ad as soon as I can. I have not done one in so long. How do you build a relationship with somebody that doesn't know you, is on your list now because of somebody else's copywriting skills? That's what solo ad guys do. They copy. They know copywriting. That's their thing. So now they're on your list. How's your copy? How are they going to get to know that it's you they signed up for? My landing pages all have a bridge page with my face, just like this, being me. I'm not all dressed up with makeup on. I don't have my hair did, nothing. Because I want them to know every time they get a note from me who it is. As my image changes, it'll change. But they need to know me now. And they need to know if they want to do business with me so they can get off my list if they don't want to. Because I don't want to keep them if they don't want to continue on with me. Look at it this way. Would you want to be on vacation with somebody? You're going to end up going to events with people in your team. You might even end up sharing hotel rooms with them. If you don't want to share a hotel with them, don't freaking bring them into your business. That's an old school thing, I always say. I taught that to a big guy once, and he says it now like it's his own idea. But it's really important that you start learning copywriting. So you guys that are in MLSP, go into your store, look at what they have to say there, fill out the thing, listen to what they have, go over to your marketing training, watch the videos on copywriting. I'm telling you, it's going to be the greatest thing you ever did for your business, and I'm super excited about it. Super excited about it. I got pages of notes just from the free stuff. Pages of notes. So that's pretty much it. Anybody else have any questions? I don't want to just keep you here just to hear myself talk. I mean, I hear myself talk all the time. I think we're good. All right, I haven't seen anybody type nothing. I wish you would tell me that you were typing. It's been a 20-second delay. It's impossible. It's impossible to see. However, if you know me and you love me, if you're on the Hangout with Coach Tara email list for the Real Talk, you can always reply to the email. Better yet, get on my Facebook and message me there. That's the fastest way to get in touch with me for sure, if you have a question, is just say, hey, what the heck were you talking about with that, or whatever, do that. And I'm going to get all this stuff packaged up for you. I'll have the whole Hangout ready for you and the PDF, and I'll send it in the emails. And I want to thank you all so much for spending your beautiful Saturday evening with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you, Kamika. Thank you, Krista. I really, really, really love doing these Hangouts with you. So if you come up with any cool ideas for next week, we can brainstorm and we can have a cool Hangout. Maybe we'll do one where we have more than just me on the panel. That'd be pretty cool. All right. I love you all long time, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.